Let's take a moment to talk about fronts. Fronts you see on a weather map. Here's a good example of a weather map taken from the Weather Channel, where you see cold fronts in blue with the triangles, warm fronts in red with the circles, and you also see a stationary front located up here with the alternating red circle, blue triangle. And this purple one in here is called an occluded front. This is a special type of front that forms when a cold front actually catches up to a warm front. Cold fronts generally move faster than warm fronts because the air behind a cold front is more dense, and it's a lot easier to move the warm air out of the way than it is for a warm front to move the cold air out of the way. But fronts are nothing more than the leading edge of a different air mass. So a front is a boundary between air masses. So if I take a look at this cold front right here, this tells me that on one side of the front I have a particular air mass, and on the other side of the front I have a different air mass. Now, given the fact that this is in October, this part of the country where the Gulf of Mexico and the tropical Atlantic are located, the fact that you see a lot of precipitation occurring in this area here ahead of the front, I would guess that this would be a maritime tropical air mass on this side of the front. So behind this warm front and ahead of this cold front, this is a maritime tropical air mass. How do I know that this is ahead of this cold front? Because the triangles tell me what direction the cold front is moving in. The triangles are pointing to the southeast, so I know this front is moving to the southeast. These circles on the warm front are pointing to the north and northeast, so I know this warm front is moving to the north and northeast. So behind the warm front is this air mass, ahead of the cold front is the same air mass, maritime tropical. So on the other side of this cold front, I would guess we would have continental polar air. Air is moving counterclockwise around these areas of low pressure. So this is a static image, but you can kind of visualize all of these fronts kind of pinwheeling around this area of low pressure. And it's actually a pretty intense area of low pressure. Notice how many isobars there are around it. Being October, this is pretty much a strong fall storm. So strong, in fact, that there's enough cold air coming around to turn the precipitation to snow on the backside of this. So it looks like a snowy day in North Dakota for October.